Hey man, welcome back to Cut the Malarkey Podcast, man. It's the original gang, D Terrell 217 and Paper Out Poppy. Pap! You know what I'm saying in the
Pop that
building.
pussy.
Pop what?
Pop that pussy. Cause I be popping that pussy.
Hey man, y'all know we ain't had a CTM podcast episode in quite a while. So we actually wanted to return and do a few of these for y'all, man. Just because, it's some real shit that need to be said. And obviously FCC radio, we can't say everything that we want to say on the radio. But man, it's some real
Yeah,
shit
I
that
can't say
happened.
pop that. I can't say pop that pussy.
This motherfucker. Look, man, it's some real shit that happened, right? Pap, you mind giving me a rundown? Because you were telling me earlier about the video. I haven't seen the body cam footage, but what we referring to everybody is the case of Rodney Hinton Jr. in
hmm
Cincinnati, Ohio. So you mind giving me a rundown of what you saw in that video, bro?
So, in the words of Paper Rock Poppy on the radio, if you've been living under a rock, we're glad that.
If you've been living under a rock.
Nah, but you know what I'm saying, the Thursday, you know what I'm saying, we had a police officer killing of a young man by the I forgot his name, but his
Ryan
father,
Hinton.
his he was down Thursday morning, and his father went the next day on Friday to see the body cam footage, and from the reports and stuff like that, and the hearing that he just had, they went up. Why am I talking like I'm on the radio, bro?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but fuck it, man. Listen, bro went down there to the police station, and he saw the body cam footage. So it was probably like 8 o'clock to like they say 10:30. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? 10:30, he leaves, and the family that was with him didn't want him to be behind the wheel in the state of mind that he was in. So they took him home. A couple hours later, 12:30, 1 o'clock, some shit like that. He come back, he get his car. You know what I'm saying? He has family with him, and then another car. All right. So they driving down some street or whatever. They said it in the uh bond hearing. And he turns on Martin Luther King where he sees the officer that killed his son. No, I'm gonna say alive because this might go on unalive there, so this might go on TikTok. But so the officer that unalived his son. All right, so
Was it the
um
opposite of underline? I thought it was so it wasn't a random.
nah, it wasn't. So from the reports, it wasn't a random officer. It was the actual dude. You know what I'm saying? The actual dude
Mm-hmm.
that shot his son. All
Mm.
right. So he see him, and he like, I guess in his head, that's that motherfucker that killed my son. Cause bro, you surrounded by police officers all day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If it was gonna be random, it'd have been one of them. But it's the one that you know what I'm saying, shot your son. Hey. So he see him, he turned on the street, Martin Luther King in Cincinnati, Ohio, and he hits dude, hit him. Dude flew a couple feet and he died right there on the scene.
Okay.
Man, so yeah.
So from what I read is a little different. What I was reading from AP News is it was just a sheriff officer that was working traffic at the University of Cincinnati during like a graduation event.
Yeah, that's
So
what he was doing.
um it didn't say that it was the same officer, but what I wanted to say, bro, is the defense because they had a hearing, and I don't know if you saw that video where, like, from the hearing where it was kind of like chaos from the like the
From the
perspective, like the
inside.
yeah, where the like the crowd side where the family and friends gather and you can watch the
hmm
hearing or whatever like that, and it was kind of like somebody went up to the window and officers immediately jumped up and they were quick, like very assertive, quick to kick him out.
hmm
And also, when Hinton walked into the room, Rodney Hinton walked into the room, the scowls and mean mugs and like the heavy hatred you could feel when them
I know
staring
that
at him.
that's two different days, bro.
That was two
Those two
different
different days.
days.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. Okay, I
yeah.
didn't know that. Now I saw, like I said, like the family and friends in there when he went for the hearing, and then I
Mm-hmm.
saw the video of the cop staring him down and stuff like that, and I could just take away I could take away a lot from what I saw. Like I could unpack a lot of shit, but
Mm-hmm.
I know that it felt like a whole lot of eye for an eye shit, like from the police side. Like you took one of ours, so everybody showed up in mass troves. And I don't know, you know what I'm saying, anybody watching or listening to this, if you've ever been to court or been arrested or anything like that, officers rarely show up. And for that amount of officers to show up to this, really goes to show you, bro, like when we say we want police that protect our neighborhoods, that come from the neighborhoods and that love the people from the neighborhoods, that really understand the people from the neighborhoods, you could tell those
Mm-hmm.
people only give a shit about people in blue. They was like real
Mm-hmm.
bandit, like, oh, we brothers, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
you nobody understood this father's perspective. You know what I'm saying? Nobody
Yeah,
understood as a father that he lost his kid. It was more so, oh yeah, we don't really give a shit about that. We just care about, one of ours got hurt. Like,
it's gone.
yeah. But you didn't care that his son, his child was gone. Somebody he raised. And you could jump in when you want, bro, but I saw the defense for his hearing. And his attorney was trying to plead like insanity. And I did like some digging into those cases. Um Obviously, like psychotic breaks, brief psychotic disorder, um, using those in insanity defense cases.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? In diminished capacity, pleading diminished capacity. And looking into those, bro, obviously what you immediately think is I wonder how many people of color have used pleas of insanity or diminished capacity in their legal
Bro,
defenses.
a lot probably, but we don't get off on that kind of shit. It,
And how many would you say, just without even looking at the numbers, how many would you guess um non people of
shit,
color, white people,
shit, probably like 70%,
a lot
probably
more, a whole
75.
dude,
Because, bro, they plead insanity and then they go into these Salem asylums or whatever Salem, whatever the fuck it's
insane
called.
asylums, yeah,
Damn
a
one.
Salem. They went to the asylums.
Salem asylums. Shit. They go to these insane asylums and shit and stay for a couple, maybe a year. You know what I'm saying? And then they go home. And you have those rare
Really
cases
normalized.
like old girl they killed her mama
Mm,
for her boyfriend that was saying that she was sick all this time and then she found out she wasn't sick. Her. You know what I'm saying? You have those rare occasions where but she still got out. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? But then you got Casey Anthony's and motherfuckers who killed their kids and get out.
you remember
Fucking
the
officers
case of Gypsy
that
Rose, and I'm not comparing it
yeah,
to you. You remember the case of
that's
Gypsy
her.
Rose? Yeah, yeah, where she
Gypsy
killed her mom,
Rose.
and she's out.
Yo, and she out. You know what I'm saying? But this man, his son get killed, and you fucking backing the nigga that killed him because he could have been in fear of his life, bro. Fuck out it. This is why I say that, bro. Y'all punk ass police officers need more fucking training because y'all think that every time you see one of us, that y'all motherfuckers is in dangers of y'all life. When in all actuality, it's y'all motherfuckers that'll kill y'all the quickest. Bro,
So
I'm finna get pissed all over again.
So from what I'm reading, there's like an overdiagnosis among Black Americans. Studies have consistently found that Black individuals are diagnosed with psychotic disorders such as schizophrenia at rates 3 to 4 times higher than white counterparts, and the trend suggests potential bias in clinical assessments and diagnostic practices. So we're diagnosed higher, but why is it in legal defenses you don't see cases of Black Americans get off on with these pleas? Why is it that you see these pleas able to be used for certain people, or you see the Brock Turners get off on cases where they were clearly on a path that would lead them to prison, and and told that life would be too hard on this young man. He needs reform. He doesn't need incarceration. He needs
Ain't this the
guidance.
dude?
So the Brock Turners get to walk away, although a young woman is distraught, traumatized, assaulted. You know what I'm saying?
So that is the dude.
Oh,
So
he doesn't
wait,
even go
probably.
by Brock Turner anymore, bro. He legally uses his middle name now, so that nobody brings that shit up.
So so no more than 6 months before that, a young woman lied on a black man that was in college playing football on his way to the
I
NFL.
vaguely remember that.
She said that that man raped her raped her behind a trash can, a trash bin, aka a dumpster. This man every bit of like 6'6", but then when it came out, that you know what I'm saying, she lied and he didn't do it. That man's still in jail, or he's probably out now, but he still got to wear that coat. But this little white boy over here actually did it. They have the evidence. He walking free.
Yeah, he
And he
walked away.
don't,
He walked
bro.
away, and people were quick to forget
Hmm.
everybody but that young woman and her family and friends. They were all quick to forget that he did that to her. But like I read earlier from PMC, despite higher diagnosis rates, black defendants face obstacles when presenting mental health defenses in court, which we already knew.
Mm-hmm.
Factors like skepticism towards psychotic evaluations, potential bias among jurors and legal professionals. That's something we already knew. It's like when you say, as we talk about all the time, as a black man in America, you face stress. You carry the weight of certain shit on your shoulders that people that don't look like you would never know the how it feels to carry that weight, that amount of stress that you go through every day. Having to walk
Mm-hmm.
into a store, and a lot of people probably won't even get this, but walking into a store and the first thing in your mind, we made a joke about this shit years ago, but
Mm-hmm.
don't look threatening. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
To walk in
bro.
somewhere and have the conscious mind to be like, man, hey, don't look threatening. But we joking, we play and shit a lot. So we would walk into a place be like, nigga, look suspicious.
Man,
Look
bro.
suspicious, nigga.
And I've gotten to the point, bro, where I've been doing this shit for a few years now. That I'll walk into the store with my hands in my pocket, just in case, like if I don't pick up something that I want, then you see me walking all the way through the store, through the cameras, with my hands in my pocket. So
Yeah.
you can't say that
So
I
can't
took my
nobody
hands
blame
out
you
my
for
pocket.
stealing
And,
shit.
you know what I'm
Cause you
saying?
have that shit in the back of your mind. Like you conscious about, man, motherfucker watching me. You know what I'm saying? They
Man,
think I'm stealing. Like, and
like,
that's
come
what
on,
is
bro.
that's just a part of what it's like to be black, bro.
Just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But on the stresses of everyday living, and I ain't saying that every relationship is like this, but dog, you gotta deal with the relationships at home. You gotta deal with home life, then you gotta deal with work life. Then once you get out of both of them, just say you want to go to the store just to pick up a Tostino's pizza. You know what I'm saying? You got to deal with that shit. And you got to deal with the fucking clerk having an attitude because her old man or her husband or whatever the fuck that she dealing with them followed her to work. And then you got to deal with other motherfuckers bullshit. And it's like, bro, I just want to live be a normal ass person all day,
That's the
every
question.
day.
That's the question.
But
I-
you can't
is
be.
there ever what does it look like to be a normal person? Like, is there normality for black people? You know what I'm saying? For motherfuckers like me and you.
Hell no, hell no.
Look, let me
The,
say
the
this for you.
normal,
Go ahead.
the
Go
normal
ahead.
would be if you can get, nigga, that still ain't normal because nigga, you are in a shell now. If you work at home and you making your money, you break it, you getting your groceries delivered, you door dashing and all this shit, you're living in a shell. You're not living no more. So that's not normal.
Yeah.
But but hey, what do I know?
I'm just a nigga, bro. I'm just a nigga.
I'm just a
Um,
nigga.
Research indicates that black adults with psychological disorders are more likely to be arrested than white adults exhibiting similar symptoms. This disparity persists even when controlling the factors like um, socioeconomic status, and substance use, pointing towards systemic bias in law enforcement, as we already knew.
As
Um,
we already know.
so again, we're diagnosed with these things, but when we face courts, the legal system, the justice system, it's
Hmm.
looked at as, nah, I don't believe he has that, but I believe Brock has it.
But you believe this shit because you've been knowing that little boy since he was fucking,
Yeah.
and you ain't never seen little Trevor fucking playing around by himself, talking to himself. But you seen little Jerome doing it. But he grow up and all of a sudden he's not autistic. He's
So
not whatever.
let me ask the question, the elephant that's been in the room um since the beginning of America. Do you think this
Hmm.
stems back to the practice, the teachings from family member to family member and generation to generation, that is because they don't, and they didn't, and they still don't view black people as
Yes.
individuals. They still don't view black people or a black man or a black woman as an entire person. Like they only
Hmm.
still view you as a percentage of a person or less than a person.
Yep. Yep. Because if any time that I can go to, if me and a white dude can walk into a store and I'm the one that's getting followed, but the white dude got a pocket full of they merchandise in his shit,
hmm
bro, why are you
If you
following me?
walk in at the same time, y'all go down the same aisles, y'all touch the same objects, and y'all go out the door at the same time, which one do you think they stopping?
Me instantly off back. Me. I'm the one that getting stopped because why did you touch those Ritz crackers back there, sir? Well, I touched them because I wanted them, but I put them back because they was too high. You want a sleeve of Ritz crackers for $5? I'm not paying that. But yet he got two sleeves in his fucking pocket, and you ain't say nothing to him.
Yeah.
I seen him put them in his pocket. Your camera seen him put it in his pocket, but you ain't say nothing to him. But you said something to me because I touched him and I put him back. Bro, it's way more bullshit being being a black man on top of that than motherfuckers want to sit here and say. But then they like soon as some shit like oh this man killing this officer. Soon as this shit say happen, then they want to be like, oh well he should have just not ran, or he shouldn't have just not did this. Man, they would have put two bullets in that. They would have put five bullets in that man if he wouldn't have ran.
Yeah, and that was a question too, because I wanted to go back to the original base of this conversation. It's, as they said, this was an investigation. So in the legal system in America, from what they've always taught us in school, is guilty until proven innocent. As it has been seen, as black men in America, young black dudes, um, nigga, you got to fear for the police. The police come
Yeah,
at you, you automatically sweating. Your blood pressure raise up, like you nervous as fuck. And your nervousness can be felt. You know what I'm saying? Like you can feel energy shift in the room. That nervousness can be felt too. And I can't believe that that's not felt by the officer also. Because in
bro.
acts of nervousness, like if I feel the officer is nervous, that make me even more nervous because I feel like this motherfucker might do anything. You know what I'm saying? So
Why
what
your
I was
palm
at,
sweaty, sir?
exactly. So what I was gonna ask is, this was an investigation. Nobody proved him to be guilty. Why are we still associating him with this ring of car thefts when he wasn't even proven guilty for it? Like, like I said, bro, when it comes down to cases in the justice system, if this was a young white kid, this the ring of car theft shit would have been out the window. That would have been out
Shit.
the window. Like we were investigating it, and this went down, but we never proved he did it. So in the media, they not finna talk about that shit no more, because he
No.
wasn't proven to be associated with it. But when I'm reading articles about Ryan, this is still coming up. Like you didn't prove he had anything to do with it. His fingerprints wasn't in the cars, as far as I know, because the investigation's still going on. So why are we still associating that with Ryan just because he ran? He could have been in fear of his life. We know what
I
happened to
mean,
Trayvon Martin, even
mm,
though that wasn't a cop, but that police ass nigga, that police
mm,
ass nigga, like I would have ran from his big ass too.
man, bro. But he didn't even run. That's the bad part. Bro was just
Walking.
walk to the store, got his Skittles, and walk back. Oh, you look suspicious. I'ma stop you. Hey, police, I'ma stop him. No, sir, stay in your house. We're gonna investigate it. No, I gotta follow him to see. And now this 17-year-old kid is saying, "Help me, help me, help me." Y'all hear it on the fucking 911 call, and all these people around you is calling the police, and y'all hear him saying it. Then the shot go off, and then the man walk free. Then he
Yep.
makes what, $50,000 on the gun that he shot him
Oh
with.
man. That 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 brings up a whole nother conversation. I know we talking about Rodney and his son Ryan, but we can throw this
Yeah.
in too, man. Did you see this? I don't have her name because this is what wasn't what this was about. It was a white woman with her kids. They were at a park, and there was a little autistic black boy. I mean, it kind of goes because we're talking about
Hmm.
mental health disorders in the black community. Um, Little black kid, autistic black kid. They're at the park. He starts playing with her children's toys at the park. She started calling the little black boy the N word. Start calling the little black boy N word in front of her kids, holding one of her kids. Another man, he has his own children at the park. He hears it. He pulls out his phone. He recording her. He's recording this woman
Hmm.
calling this little black boy the N word, and he's like, "You're gonna address a kid like that, a little boy? You going Did you just call him a nigga? You gonna address that little boy like that?" And she was like, "Well, I'm just telling him what he is. I'm just telling him what he." She addressed a child in this manner while holding her kids in front of her children, which further lets me know that this racism is taught from parent to child. This shit is taught
Yes.
and it's transferred through generations like this.
Yes.
But from what I was saying, bro, the little autistic boy, you know what I'm saying, just playing with toys because he sees toys. He's autistic. This woman raised $500,000 after that video from other races like her on like GoFundMe type platforms. It wasn't GoFundMe, it was another one, but on a platform like that. $500,000.
But we crazy though,
Yeah.
and we need to treat everybody like equals. We'll treat everybody else equal when they start treating us equal.
Let me
And
ask you
with
this.
that being
Oh,
said,
go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, with that being said, that whole little riot thing that they did a couple of months ago, month or so ago, you know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Y'all was wondering why black people wasn't out there. This is why.
Yeah.
That's why.
Because we tired of the
But
behavior. We tired of the overlooking. We tired of the oversight, and we tired of being treated like we're less than. When in actuality, bro, everybody want to be black. Keep it a bean.
everybody,
Yes, you do. And I'm gonna
every
say this in
fucking
closing.
body.
There have been countless cases of Army veterans with PTSD using PTSD in their legal defense for violent crimes, arguing that flashbacks, dissociative episodes, dissociative disorder led to the actions that they couldn't control. Living in the situations that black people live in, bro, living in the hood, living in Maine, war zones, so to speak, Chicago, you know what I'm saying, Memphis, shit like that, can cause what?
PTSD.
So to be diagnosed with PTSD, to be diagnosed with these mental disorders, knowing that black people grew up in these situations, a lot of black people, not all, some of them
Hmm.
grew up in really nice fucking neighborhoods, but PTSD is
Ontario,
real, bro, and
Oregon.
we acknowledge it. So why is it that we laugh at people like Rodney for using mental disorder in his legal defense? And we can say that in
Because,
closing.
man, because bro, it's like, oh, you know what you was doing in that moment. You know what was happening in that moment. So now you ain't gonna get out. You ain't gonna get out for this. And it's other black creators which I saw on TikTok. They was sitting there saying, "Oh, bro, he wrong for that. He shouldn't have killed that man. He shouldn't have did this. That man took that man's son. If you gonna believe eye for an eye as anybody else outside of black, why is it not okay for me to believe in eye for an eye as a black man?"
Yeah, bro. Cuz what is equality really? You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? What is equality really?
Everybody want to be fucking equal. Everybody want to be fucking equal these days until some shit happen to them. And then now it's, oh, well, he did this to me. But you just did that to him. Eye for an
Yeah.
eye. Shut the fuck up
As
if you don't want
and
to
as
be equal.
motherfuckers say, bro, I'll say this in closing. As motherfuckers say, Um, I'll do anything for my kids. I'll do anything to protect mine.
Let me get a fucking call from Memphis if anything happened to that 15-year-old out there. Boy, don't play with fathers. Because this is the
Man,
fucking situation that you get. And we
we
would go to jail and sit there and mug everybody in that bitch. What's up?
I ain't got no kids, but I feel your pain. Hey man, y'all tune in to the next Cut the Malarkey Podcast, man, where we gonna keep shit real. You already know. Right here, man. CTM Podcast on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, all that shit, bro. Give us a like, subscribe, follow. And if there's some shit you want us to talk about, we gonna keep it a bean, man. Run that in the comments, and we got you, G.